All right, here we are. We're live. Welcome to another live stream, ladies and gents. Thank you all for tuning into this one. Let's smash up the likes as we come in here for a $30,000 Bitcoin. We have successfully rallied off our most obvious fucking support level of the year, probably. Actually, no, the most obvious support level was probably this one right here. The second most obvious support level of the year. And we have triggered now, within just a space of 6-7 days, we have triggered a 23-24% pump to the upside. So that is absolutely phenomenal. Let me actually show you the chart instead of showing you my face while I show you the chart. Take a look at this beautiful pump right here. If we are coming in, guys, do me a favor, let's smash up these likes, make sure that YouTube pushes this video out, pushes this live stream out to all the viewers. I am here for as long as you want me here, ladies and gents. So let's get this. Shout out to Delilah. How you doing? Good to see you. It's good to see all the regulars in the live streams here. Absolutely love it. Stizzy Jones, you know what's up. Yeah, let's let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the quality, the video is good, and all that. And let's break down what we're seeing here, because there is a lot to unpack. I haven't actually had a chance to go through my notes yet because I've been running around. I was actually just out with the boys, but I turned down CS:GO at a gaming cafe to do this live stream. So there you go. Let's break down what we're seeing here. It's exactly what we expected. We didn't really have a lot of resistance up until this precise area. We've now clearly set the double top that I told you this market is probably going to be looking for. And so, there is some pretty good reason to believe that this market might actually be ready for a bit of a retracement to come down and capture some more support. And I do want to cover with you where that might end up taking the market. New to the stream, welcome, Omar. Good to see you here. Welcome. Shout out to AA being a regular, smashing up the likes. Thank you all very, very much. Yeah, the pullback is what we're probably going to be hoping for right now, and it's because if I show this to you on this chart, we are parabolic right now. Bitcoin has gone parabolic. That is a word that I've not used in quite some time, and that's just what we're dealing with right now. This market really is that crazy right now. And this is all happening with the backdrop of yesterday. I don't think this number's updated yet, but we were actually looking at a long and short ratio of 0.8. So 0.8 longs for every short. So retail traders are bearish right now. Obviously, they're bearish at the wrong times and bullish at the wrong times. And that's what makes it easy for people like you and I to make money in these markets. And again, we know why this is happening. When we cleared this area of resistance, we just knew that there wasn't going to be that much resistance up ahead. And we knew that any resistance that was up ahead just probably wasn't going to be that strong because we've broken the most important area. This is a concept that we speak about all the time on this YouTube channel. When you are able to break significant areas of resistance, it usually means that the subsequent areas that you're going to reach, the areas above that resistance, those areas aren't going to be a problem for you if you've been able to break the really strong areas, if you've been able to break the problematic areas. And that is exactly what we've seen here. So it's really nice to see this quite healthy follow through on this chart right now. This is exactly what we were looking for. We have, like I said, seen a little bit of a double top formation here compared to the high that we set previously. But this does also mean now that if we do look at this on the daily time frame, that there's really not much room for interpretation on this chart anymore. We have broken out of our downtrend right here, and on the weekly time frame as well, we're looking at an absolutely explosive moonshot right here, and again, this is something that we were really expecting on the channel. Coming out of this, especially bouncing off such a critical area of support. This is just what we're expecting to see, when we kind of break out of these resistance areas. So it's really nice to see this weekly time frame here, basically within 1 week, rolling back the clock, by literally 2 months. And mind you, it's only a Wednesday. So, we're not even like halfway through the week. I mean, it depends on your time zone. No, we're not. No matter which time zone you're in, really, we're not even halfway through the week yet. Australia maybe, and we're already looking absolutely beautiful, So what I really like is getting daily closes above our significant areas. We already got a really nice daily close well above our resistance area that's represented by this red line. So that is definitely a good sign to be seeing in this market right here. And, we're now potentially looking at another very, very nice daily close within the next kind of 6.5 hours. So there's definitely a long way to go. This can definitely go wrong. There is a lot of fear of missing out in this space right now. A lot of people are really getting a little bit trigger happy with their FOMO right now, which makes a lot of sense, and I can see why, but one of the things I do want to remind you about is, we need to be sensible here. We need to stay grounded. We need to understand what's really going on and not get carried away with the hype. Guys, as you are here, do me a favor and smash up those likes for this live stream here if you are excited for it. Andres is mentioning the video quality might not be good. If you guys are okay with the video quality, please let me know. I don't know if it's on Andres' side or if it's everybody, but yeah, please do let me know if everything's good. Thank you all for engaging with this live stream as we do come in here. Like I said, we need to be staying grounded here. We need to be staying realistic about what this market might do, and one of the key things that I do want to highlight to you is this this target that I was talking to you about in basically all of my recent videos. We had a nice 15% speculative target here, and if we extrapolate that from our breakout point, it puts us more or less exactly where we topped out. We actually got a little bit higher than the target that I was talking to you about with this same 15% move. So, this does mean that, we might have seen the upside capped now. Now, like, I don't want to say that this market is going to stop going up because, when Bitcoin moves like this, it is very hard to say, when it's going to stop. And I just don't want to, make those kind of assertions right now. It's just too early to say. But it is true. When Bitcoin does start moving like this, it's hard to stop that train. But at the very same time, when we're just looking at these breakout targets, we have fulfilled it. And one of the things I don't want to do is I don't want to get too greedy. I don't want to get too euphoric about this kind of thing. This is where a lot of people are really going to be starting to feel that FOMO in their veins. A lot of people that, were rubbing their hands together, getting ready for that $23,000 Bitcoin, for that $21,000 Bitcoin, for that $20,000 Bitcoin. It didn't come. And those people, they're probably going to start FOMO buying in if we start clearing these highs up here, which is why this is such a significant development on this chart. And it's why I think a lot of people are actually going to be walking themselves right into a trap. The good news, like I said, is if you are well aware of what's going on, you can take advantage of what's going on very, very well. And I do want to highlight to you the beautiful offers available to you with the links right here in the description down below. You're going to be getting access to over $100,000 in bonuses. And what's really cool is BingX allowing you to trade all of these markets in addition to Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Forex, indices, commodities, all with leverage, all without KYC. So extremely flexible, great for people that are a little bit more privacy minded. Bybit giving you up to 30K in deposit bonuses as well. Just free money. You can trade with it. Any profits that you generate are yours to keep. You only have to deposit and start trading, and you will get that deposit. You will get that bonus credited into your account. More on that later on. I do want to go through these charts a little bit with you here, just managing expectations. That we might not be looking at something as amazing as what we were hoping for. But that's completely fine because, one of the things that we do need in order to kind of sustain these kind of trends and to make them healthy is we do need to be getting pullbacks. And one of you guys was already asking me in the comment section, I will go through the rest of your comments shortly, about where we might pull back down to. Guys, if you do have questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section and I will come to them throughout this live stream. In terms of pullback levels, this is something that we were discussing quite a bit on the YouTube channel already. So nothing of this analysis has actually changed. I'm looking at 27.4 up to kind of 28.2. This is a really nice box right here, this green box. I'm definitely going to keep it on the chart. This is where we found a lot of consolidation, right? When the market first got up here within this little trend, we paused right here for 3 weeks, which made this a really significant level. When we came back up and then started dumping, we stopped dumping right at this range. And then we managed to get a nice big bounce. And when we fell below it, we found resistance right at this range. So we know that this green box represents some quite significant kind of support in this range right now. And if we are looking at dropping back down into this range, I think that would be a really nice place to, first of all, screw over any of these late longs. You got to imagine a lot of people are probably taking on long positions here. A lot of people have FOMO bought Bitcoin. The way the market loves to behave is, it's going to FOMO you in up here and it's going to spit you out down here, and then it's going to keep setting new highs, right? That is something that we do very, very regularly. It's going to FOMO you in right here. It's going to spit you out here. It's going to set these highs up here, and it's just going to keep destroying your psyche, to be honest. And sometimes it happens really quickly. We drop down here and the next day we're back up, and then after a few weeks we're back down to lows. And in this case, this was a low that the market hasn't actually seen for a whole 3 months. And I think that's one of the reasons people were so scared of this support level, which to me is a really stupid sentence to say. I don't know why you'd be scared of a support level, but anyway, here we are. These are the people that I can make money off, so I'm not going to complain too much. And this is really, really healthy price action. So to see some kind of kind of pullback from here down to this kind of 27K range is definitely going to be very, very exciting. Isaiah is asking me, what are my profit strategies, my take profit strategies? So as you know, I am still in my long position, and I'm basically right back up to the highs. This screenshot was taken when the price was 30,700, and we are now, just basically $800 below that. So I'm basically right back up to the top of this position. I've already secured beautiful gains on this position. I didn't get an update screenshot. I haven't had time, but this has gone phenomenally well, and like I've told you guys, I did make this trade on Bybit. This is still, always will be, I think, hopefully, the best exchange in the crypto space. You can check it out with this link in the description down below. And I have been in this position on Bybit, and as for my profit-taking strategy, because I'm using 10x leverage, I'm making a lot of money very quickly with these price moves. So I'm just going to keep taking profits off the table as we keep going up, and I'm basically going to do it in a way where I still want a meaningful amount of money in the trade at all times. Because here's something that's interesting, right? I was actually sat with one of my friends, MoXBT, some of you know him, and he was telling me, Sammy, you should consider keeping your position open even if we go up to levels like 40, 50K, because if we do go up there, my entry is all the way down in the 20s, right? And this is really important. So before I even talk to you about my profit-taking strategy, I'm going to talk to you about how I'm going to continue developing this position. What I want you to keep in mind is if we go up to a level like 50K or 40K, it's very possible for steep corrections, right? We can correct down to 25K. We can correct down to 30K. We can have really steep corrections in the market if we rally up very high. And especially with the kind of price action that we have right now, this kind of price action invites whipsaw price action like this. And I'm drawing it like this, but it actually probably happened in like a day or two, and then, something like that. I mean, it can be extremely quick and extremely uncomfortable. And in order to make myself comfortable, I want my stop loss to be as low as possible. I still want my stop loss to be in a profit, which it is, but I want my stop loss to be in a place where even if we do move up and then crash down, I don't want to come anywhere near my stop loss. So the way I'd continue to operate this position is, look, this could go much higher, and I'll talk about that with you in the rest of this live stream. We could be looking at a much higher Bitcoin price. I want to be realistic with you, obviously, because at the same time, I think a lot of people FOMOing in is definitely going to cause some problems in this market. But for me, the biggest priority, if I do want to keep this position running for the much longer term, is simply, going to be making sure that if the price does have steep corrections, that it doesn't take me out. And that's much more important than the profit-taking strategy, in my opinion, because having an entry at a very good level like here, I don't know if we're going to come back down to 21K. We may never do that. We might. I don't know. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that kind of thing. And so, it's very comfortable knowing the stop loss is there. And then as for taking profits, obviously a lot of us are in some profits with this market. For me, it's going to be at the next key levels. So I'm going to go to the key levels with you later on. There are levels like 36K, 38, 40K. I'll talk to you about those in just a little bit. But first, I do want to cover the rest of this price action. Obviously, Jerome is asking, should I enter now? Obviously, I'm not going to answer questions like that. But a lot of people are going to be panicking, wishing that they were in the market, wishing that they have actually been able to just be in the market and take their longs right now, and this is something which I think a lot of people are going to be struggling with. So I think, some sort of correction here, could be a really, really nice opportunity. If we take a look at where that might happen with the daily EMA ribbon, we are actually getting all of these crossovers now, but these EMA ribbons, if we're able to hold up here, I told you guys the best case scenario would be that we just kind of consolidate here instead of pulling back. If we do something like that, these EMAs right here, they're probably going to be quite nicely in our green box range, which stretches from 27.4 to 28.2. And at the very same time, we do have phenomenal Ichimoku support in this very same price range. So, we've got really nice long-term indicators showing us that we should be okay at these kind of price levels. We've also, of course, got absolutely beautiful moving averages here. We've got the 50-day moving average here, which has given the market some support and resistance, and this is kind of curving up now. You can see with this, the prediction of this moving average line, we are starting to see this moving average curve up a little bit into this box. We've got the 200-day moving average here. We've also got the weekly moving averages, we've got the 200-week moving average right here. It's just going to be, at this green box, basically just a little bit below it towards the end of July. So if we're looking at, I don't know, something a little bit like this, just fucking about and then coming back down, there's still going to be weekly 200 moving average support. And I mean, it's hard for me to convey just how significant this is in the market. I mean, it's quite regular. When the market hits this level, even if it doesn't hit it exactly, it does tend to find resistance if we're below the line, and it does tend to find support if we're above the line. And this is actually something that we were talking about on this YouTube channel. So if you were subscribed, you're going to know all about that. And I do just want to give you guys a shout out for tuning in to this live stream. If you are watching this live with me today, thank you all very much for tuning in. Do make sure to hit up those likes if you are looking forward to the rest of this live stream. And if you do appreciate all this analysis, which has been completely on point, we've just, the approach that we've been taking on this channel is quite straightforward, guys. We're just looking at the really basic support and resistance areas and just applying basic fundamentals of technical analysis. We're not really doing anything crazy. We're not doing anything complex. How many minutes are we into this live stream? We're already, nearly 20 minutes into this live stream, 15 minutes into this live stream, and I've only shown you moving averages and straight lines and boxes. We're not actually doing any complicated things with this technical analysis, but that is precisely why it works, ladies and gents, and that is precisely why we are able to look at this market with such an objective view and understand what's going on and then predict what might happen in the future with so much accuracy. You can't do this if you're overcomplicating things and stressing yourself out and doing all sorts of weird fringe, kind of things with your technical analysis. That's not going to work. What does work very well is sticking to the basics. So these moving averages also kind of lining up with this very same pullback area. So again, and I do want to make it clear, we might not get a pullback. I'm not saying that we will, but if we do, these would be the kind of levels that I'd want to see the market come down to. I am going to be looking at the 4Flies dashboard to see when this data refreshes. I don't actually know when it does refresh. I'm changing time zones too much, so I don't actually know what the correct time zone is for this daily candle now. But if we do see this refresh and, we see Binance traders massively piling on the longs again, that will obviously be something that concerns me a little bit. That will definitely be something that weakens my resolve and my confidence just a little bit here. But Bybit is majority long. Binance top traders are majority long. These are all the signs that, this is good. It's only retail that I'm worried about. I don't care if I'm aligning with Binance top traders, and I certainly don't mind if I'm aligning with Bybit traders. These guys just tend to be the best in the market. I don't know why. I don't make the rules, but that's just how it is. But obviously, Binance retail, this is where the majority of people who don't really know what they're doing are. By the way, I want to make it clear, it doesn't mean that it's a bad, it doesn't mean it's a bad place to be trading. It just happens to be where bad traders are a lot of the time, especially in larger percentages and quantities, and so if you see these guys kind of piling on too much in one direction, and right now they're piling on the short direction, and obviously we know how that's gone for them because this data is quite old, yet we have shot up by like another more than $1,000 today. It's been quite a spectacular day in these markets here. Look at this correction, guys. We are dropping down so steeply. We've got such a big wick here all the way up to $30,800. We're now down by $800, down by 2.7%. So really very significant pullback right here in this market, and that is just a testament to how strong this area of resistance is, which we already knew. I guess one thing that is a little bit concerning, if we do kind of really analyze this closely, is that the last time Bitcoin's price managed to get up here, we didn't really see such a bad rejection. We kind of, granted, this is our first 4-hour candle, at this resistance level, so a lot can change, and we've actually already seen that, right? This is actually something that Bitcoin does quite commonly, as maybe some pullbacks like this capture some support just a little bit lower, maybe something like, I don't know, over here, and then back up, or also just candles like this, which, we trade very high within the candle trading session and we close significantly lower, and that's basically what we're doing right now. And obviously that doesn't have to be bearish. The only thing that this means, and I can't stress this enough, the only thing that this means when we form candles like this where we get steep rejections is that there are a lot of sellers here. People just want to take profits, and if people want to take profits, what you need to understand is we're in a bullish trend. If we look at this chart and really just kind of understand what this market is telling us, and it's only the same things that we've been discussing continuously on this YouTube channel. Like I've been a broken record just saying the same thing over and over. And like, what can I do? The picture hasn't changed, and that's why I haven't been telling you anything different. You know, we've been in a spectacular uptrend now. Even up to today, it's very clear we're still in this uptrend for 212 days, a very, very long time frame. This is 7 whole months here, guys, that we've been trending upwards on this chart. And so, yeah, naturally, you know, I think there's going to be a good amount of kind of bullish energy in the space. There's not, you know, we don't have reasons to be bearish. I've been telling this to you like in very, very clear terms. You know, I mean, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ index, I mean, they are performing phenomenally well. Obviously, they're pulling back a little bit now, but that's okay. We don't, you know, that doesn't matter. They've already rallied up by so much. The dollar is just on another rip downwards. Again, exactly as we predicted. You know, I was warning you guys that, you know, this could potentially, you know, behave as a big support area for the dollar, but that if it does, I'm expecting resistance here, and if we don't get resistance here, I'm expecting resistance here, and if we don't get it there, I'm expecting resistance here. So I wasn't, you know, completely right about where we got rejected, but we did punch in a new lower high for the dollar on this chart here, and it has then triggered a really, really big drop. And what's really important about this is that the dollar has been trending down for 3 weeks, but Bitcoin has only been trending up for 1 week. So Bitcoin, you know, didn't really enjoy the first 2 weeks of this trend. Bitcoin didn't really enjoy the first, I mean, how long was this? Yeah, the first like 50 days of this trend almost. I mean, you know, Bitcoin was basically just down here. This was Bitcoin's equivalent level just a week ago. You know, and so Bitcoin didn't really get a chance to experience the same wave at the same time. So it's very clear that now Bitcoin is shining. So, you know, traditional finance perspective, you know, which I think is incredibly important. And the reason it's important is because if traditional finance is strong, crypto tends to be strong. It just happens to be that way. Whether you like it or not, crypto's health is going to be dependent on traditional finance to some extent, because this is where the money's coming from. And money is only going to come from traditional finance if people in traditional finance are making money. If you're making money, you're going to be happy, you're going to be confident, you're going to be greedy. And if you're greedy, you're going to want to make more money. You're going to really be aggressive and try to make more money and take on more risk. And that's when you start looking at things like Bitcoin. When you've made your money on Bitcoin, that's when you start looking at things like Ethereum. Look at Ethereum now, just starting to wake up as well, which is absolutely beautiful. I actually made a video on Ethereum just a little bit earlier today, and it also went on the 4Flies Daily channel. So definitely do make sure that I've just pressed the wrong button there. Definitely do make sure that you are checking out this content right here on the 4Flies Daily channel. Let me just wait for this page to load up here. This is where you're getting rapid fire altcoin analysis from myself right here, just like this content that you're getting on the main channel. It's all with the top link in the description down below. Let me just check out the live stream here. Yeah, guys, thank you all for tuning in here. I don't know why YouTube's algorithm's been so shit lately, but here we are. We're here anyway. Let's see if we've got any. Has anyone tried BingX? Guys, if you have tried BingX, drop it in the comments. Would be curious to hear what you have to say here in this live stream. Sammy, I wonder if we pull back to the descending red line to test before surging further. I thought about that. This person is talking about this red line, saying, you know, maybe we drop back down here. I did think about it. This was basically what the S&P 500 did. You know, it's quite steep, right? I mean, to get from our current price down to this red line is going to be, you know, a 13% drop, and from our high, a little bit more, closer to 15%. So it's quite a steep correction. And, you know, we expect steep corrections in, you know, very, very volatile markets, kind of like what we're in right now, or weak markets. And we definitely have the volatility, but we're certainly not weak. And that, I think, is really, really important. You know, I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to be dropping down that low, because we do have good areas of support before we get there. You know, and it is going to be like this area, for example, 27.4 to 28.2 that I've been talking about, or just this yellow line here at 26.7. These are also really important levels. I'd say this level is actually more important potentially, because this marked the low for quite some time. And by the way, this is very clearly now deviation, deviation, deviation. So what is that? That is Bitcoin's love language, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, I can't spell properly. This is Bitcoin's love language, forming these deviations. So again, a very, very frequent concept that we discuss on this YouTube channel, and certainly proving to be, you know, continuing to have a very strong grasp on the market here, forming these deviations, scaring people out of the market, scaring people out of longs, making people go short, and then ripping it to the upside like the savage that Bitcoin is and has always been, and hopefully will always be, because this is why we love Bitcoin. because it behaves like this. This is what makes it fun. This is what makes it great to trade, and this is what makes it very profitable to trade as well. So, these support areas I think are going to be, what I'm looking for. And this is the thing is, because we're bullish for so long, we are, I think a lot of people are going to be expecting this to continue. But at the same time, what do these wicks mean? Just to go back to my original point, I'm very good at deviating from my own thoughts, to be honest. What does this mean? Is that people are just taking profits, and because we're in a bullish trend, I don't actually think that many people are going to be trying to take profits right now. So, if we don't have a lot of, we got to consider when we're up at these resistance levels, how many Bitcoins want to be sold, and how long will it take to sell those Bitcoins off? Once that supply is exhausted, and, considering that we already have a really nice level of demand and we have a lot of FOMO kicking in now, a lot of fear of missing out, a lot of people that are really scared to miss out on this Bitcoin rally, as soon as we exhaust the supply that wants to sell at this area, we're still going to have the demand. And that's what actually allows us to rally up really nicely. It's the same thing at every single price level. It even happened down here. It's just a psychological concept. We're just trying to visualize the market through the lens of psychology. And through supply and demand. And, what happened here was we kind of, we trended down, we set a low, for this little market cycle here, this very, very short-term market trend here, we set a low. And so naturally, I think as we start getting up to these resistance levels, people are going to be interested in going short. People are going to be interested in taking profits on their Bitcoin because they think the price is going to do this. They think the price is going to do this, and that means that there's a lot of Bitcoins that are being sold off here. But as soon as there's no more Bitcoins to be sold off, as soon as everybody that was worried, has sold their Bitcoins, the price is able to start shooting up. So I think that's what we're dealing with here. And that's why I said that I would expect a pullback at this specific price range. So it's really nice to see that we've done exactly that, and that we are pulling back exactly where we want to. Obviously now, like I said, this is one of those steaming trains, right? So it might not slow down for quite some time, and that is just one of Bitcoin's characteristics, right? It's just one of those things, that Bitcoin loves to do. And of course, that doesn't have to be problematic for us because all we need to worry about is, if we break this high, if we get above this thick yellow line, then we're probably going to be rallying up quite nicely. And like I said, I'll get back to that a little bit later on in this live stream to talk to you about where I think it might go if we do end up breaking above these resistance levels. But that's all we really need to wait for. Like right now, we've done the hard work. Now, if anything, it's Bitcoin's time to consolidate or correct before mounting that next attack to the upside. Whether that happens today, tomorrow, next week, or next year, I obviously don't know. But if we're still maintaining this bullish structure, then we do want to see some sort of cool down period, maybe that lasts a day or two, before we continue to rally up, especially considering that this is a really significant resistance area, right? I mean, if we do zoom out just to gain some kind of sense of appreciation for this resistance area, this is where a lot of our very, very critical reversals have taken place on this market, going back quite some time, all the way back to very early 2021. So this thick yellow line, absolutely critical for the market. So you can't really expect, I think, you can't reasonably expect the market to just absolutely obliterate this resistance level super, super quickly. I'm just not sure if that kind of thing would actually happen here. So that is something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Also, your comments as we are going along, I will be reading your comments a little bit later on. So if you do have questions, if you do have anything you specifically want me to cover, then definitely do make sure that you do drop it in the comment section. Thank you all for smashing up those likes as you are coming in here. Let's aim for 100 likes. Let's see if we can hit these targets right here on this live stream. Thank you all for all the engagement so far. I do want to go through a couple charts with you guys. Like I said, I haven't actually had a chance to go through all of my notes yet, but I will do my best with you live on this stream. Obviously, we're both seeing this price action at the very same time, but it's nice to see that we did end up breaking out and hitting our target as we were expecting. If we do go ahead and look at where Bitcoin might go if it does just rally up a little bit more, we do have potentially if we just get a little bit higher, we will end up hitting a high that we haven't visited for basically 380 days. So this is very, very cool. I mean, we haven't seen these kind of price levels for quite some time here in this market, and that is again just a testament to how useful these corrections are. I know that we don't like them when we're living in them, especially these shitty ranges at the bottom. By the way, let me know in the comment section in the live chat right now, were you here when the market was doing this? Just say I was here. I'm curious to know how many of you were actually around back then. Did you tune out of the market? Did you stay? Did you just come back? Are you new? Let me know if you're new. I'm curious how many people are new in this market right now. I love these Coke Zeros. I know I shouldn't, but it makes it so easy to stick to a nutrition plan, because it really tricks you into thinking you're getting sugar. And obviously, I know it's bad though. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been here. You've been right all along. Can confirm. Thank you so much, man. D Johnny Bought. Yo, shout out to you, man. D Johnny Bought down here. What a legend. I didn't buy down here. I was scared. I was bullish, but I was scared. Coke Zero is elite. Yes, it is, Brian. Yes, it is. Been in since 2018. Nice, nice. Caleb bought the tip. Wow, you guys are cool. I should be talking to you guys. Now, I didn't have the balls to buy down there, guys. I was scared. I was really, really scared of the market when we were all the way down there. You know, and I was actually talking to that same friend that I mentioned earlier. You know, back when the market was down here. You know, I mean, it wasn't comfortable. I mean, even many of the best traders I know would be getting scared at these kind of price levels. It really takes some balls of fucking steel to be buying Bitcoin down at those kind of levels. Let's take a look, you know, a little bit deeper at this resistance level and just kind of understand that a lot of the key reversals that this market has seen to set brand new all-time highs were triggered off this level. We first fell from 42k down to this area and then skyrocketed up to set all-time highs in the high 50s and low $60,000 range. Then when we crashed down, we had an absolutely ridiculous, explosive crash to the downside, just absolutely horrific, and it stopped exactly at this very same level that we are trading at right now. This is one of the most, if not the most significant price level on the chart, and not only did it support the price here, it continued to do so for a whole 90 days, for a whole 3-month time frame. We continue to use this very same area as support, and then when we fell below this area, we used it as resistance. So we know that this level is incredibly psychologically charged in this market. We know, pardon me, that this is an incredibly dangerous zone in this market, because when we came to these areas before, we triggered really, really big reversals. Even recently, we triggered a 2-month-long correction here just off this very same level. And again, you know, there is definitely something to be said about this, guys. This really tells us a lot about how strong this area is and why I don't think it's reasonable to expect us to just blow straight through it. Now, look, I would love that to happen. I just can't see why it would. And for that reason, I can't tell you that I think it would. I mean, I'd love to tell you that, but I don't have a good enough reason to think it might happen, because I can see so clearly that, you know, I mean, we're forming really big reversals off this level. I mean, you know, just an unrelenting uptrend here, you know, across these weeks, just 4 weeks, and we're, you know, basically, you know, up by like another $18,000, or I mean, sorry, $28,000. My bad, you know, off this very same support level. And here, you know, within a matter of weeks, we're already up to 52k again. You know, then you know, we're setting all-time highs at 69k, more than doubling the price off this level. You know, when we find levels like this where we're actually forming really big reversals, that tells us that these levels are really, really strong. And here's something that is very interesting, though, to consider, is this chart right here. Now, this is a little bit of a confusing one. This is Bitcoin's chart inverted. Okay, so it's literally the same chart that you've just seen. We're just flipping it upside down. And the reason that this is really interesting is it helps us give ourselves a little bit of a fresh perspective on this market, you know, where you can see that we have been trending down for quite some time. We did end up, you know, establishing some resistance and breaking out, and now we are getting ready to potentially knock on these doors again. And the question is, well, are we going to find support here again? Probably, yeah. It certainly looks like we're ready for another bounce back up, which, of course, if we come back to the real chart, means that this might take us a little bit lower. The price might have to slide down by just a little bit. But what it also tells us is that, you know, if we keep on attempting to hit this area over the course of the next days, over the course of the next weeks, it's going to be exceedingly obvious that Bitcoin is going to break it and it's going to fall down and it's going to basically continue to resume this downtrend. It's already, you know, it already has resumed the downtrend since the very beginning of 2023, the very end of 2022, you know, is when it resumed this downtrend. And so, you know, if we are looking at these support levels continuing to get weaker, then yeah, where could that end up taking us? And if we take a look at this right here, with this target that I've drawn on this chart for you guys, potentially a further 25% drop to the downside here, you know, as an indication of where this market might end up taking itself to. And this puts us in some really interesting, kind of price zones. These are the kind of price zones that we've already been discussing a little bit on this YouTube channel with these yellow lines. The 34.5 area, the 36.9 area, basically roughly lining up with some of these important price levels. Definitely, important levels to consider as resistance. And I think a lot of it, if we are able to get that high, is going to depend just on, what is the bullish sentiment like? Like, how crazy is it? How carried away are people getting? And so on and so forth. And, if we are starting to see a little bit too much bullish bias over the next days, if, the Fourth Slice dashboard starts throwing up readings that are just a little bit too bullish, they're a little bit too excited, then, that might kind of cap our upside a little bit more. But, if it continues looking like this, where, retail traders especially just, have their heads stuck in the sand, then that does make it, potentially a little bit more reassuring that, we might have some more upside to go yet, which is definitely very, very exciting here in this market. So I do also want to show you this Fibonacci chart right here. Again, a very, very interesting chart that just shows us where we've bounced off from. If we draw this fib from the very bottom to the very top, we have bounced off perfectly from the 382 Fibonacci retracement here, which is absolutely beautiful. We've had some really nice interactions across this whole Fibonacci retracement, some really important 618 price action here. The 382 is obviously just a mirror of the 618. Pardon me. And so I do think that we are looking at, a very, a bounce that's coming off a very nice area, a level that definitely makes a lot of sense. I tell you what doesn't make sense, though, is the decimation that the altcoin markets are seeing. I mean, on the whole, obviously, everything's up by a little bit. Look at Pepe. Holy shit, 27% up. It's back up to this crucial area of resistance right here. This is interesting, yeah. When did this move happen? Yeah, most of this move just happened in the last few hours. Pepe back up to this resistance area here. Pepe is definitely looking like a bit of an example, but the rest of these coins across the board, we don't have to look further than Bitcoin's dominance. I mean, obviously these coins are up against the dollar, but against Bitcoin, they are getting destroyed, guys. I mean, here's Cardano against Bitcoin just for reference. I mean, it's just continuing to slide lower and lower. Here's Ethereum against Bitcoin. Ethereum against Bitcoin has actually started to plunge below its critical areas of support. And mind you, this is an area of support that we haven't actually lost since May of 2022. So it's been over a year since we've actually fallen below this, price level for Ethereum against Bitcoin. And that definitely does go some way in showing us that, Bitcoin is stealing the show right now. People don't want to be in other coins right now, which is completely understandable because Bitcoin is rallying up really, really well. Sammy, what's my current exchange? My current favorite exchange? My current favorite exchange is Bybit. Has been for an incredibly long time, so that is it. But BingX has definitely captured a lot of my interest because of the ability to trade these other markets and specifically the stocks. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a tech guy. I pay attention to stocks like Tesla and Amazon. What? Imagine they do that merger. Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Google. I pay a lot of attention to stocks like this. You've even got GameStop, Shopify, Pfizer, even. And to me, this is really interesting to be able to trade them on leverage. And like I said, you've got over $1,000 in bonuses with these links in the description down below. I'll come back to some of your questions later on, but I do want to continue covering this analysis with the altcoins here, just to really show you guys that, these altcoins are suffering against Bitcoin right now. We can pick any other altcoin from this list. Let's just pick a random one like FTM. And if we look at FTM against Bitcoin, to really digest what's going on. Again, it's the same picture here. We're just basically at lows. This is quite an abysmal level for FTM against Bitcoin. In fact, we haven't actually been this low for over a year. So again, definitely, showing us that it just didn't really make sense to be in altcoins right now. But what it also means is that there's a lot of really good opportunities to start considering buying them. One of the things I've been talking about is I don't think these altcoins are going to stay low forever. I think that good projects are going to have another chance to rise up, and that's going to happen probably after Bitcoin is finished or when Bitcoin kind of pauses for a little bit. So we might be approaching these really nice opportunities relatively soon, and to be able to pick up these coins at these low price levels is definitely going to be quite exciting for people who are interested in speculating on them, for people who are interested in holding them for the long term. And I do want to highlight that you don't actually pay any fees when you buy coins on spot with Bybit. So you paid 0% trading fees on spot pairs, which is very, very cool because it means you can just keep on buying and selling and you never have to worry about fees. So very, very cool concept right there. And again, here's Cardano against Bitcoin here, just continuing to slide lower. It's a bad picture. it's a very bad picture for altcoin holders right now, but if we are able to, like I said, capture some support and then start rallying up, then actually these are some of the best areas to be buying altcoins as well. This is where a lot of people are potentially about to make a lot of money in this market. So definitely a very, very exciting development there. Let's see what else I had here. Yeah, and then just this $28,000 area potentially flipping. It's kind of similar to what I was covering with you earlier. Where is that chart? Right. Oh no, I don't really have the chart here. I did speak to you about it earlier with my own charts live with the interactive chart on this stream. But kind of falling down to these kind of price areas would make so much sense for Bitcoin. And what's really nice is the fact that we do start to have these indicators as well, piling on at the very same price level, showing us that there's a lot of confluence here, that, we can expect support from from these horizontal levels. We can expect support from these Ichimoku levels, and that does actually make it quite easy, I think, to expect bounces if we do end up falling all the way down there. So definitely a very exciting development there indeed. I do want to go through a few of your questions now, and then I'll probably switch over to some of the altcoins. If you are enjoying this live stream so far, guys, do me a massive favor and smash up those likes if you haven't done so already. And let's take a look at the questions that we've got in the stream here. I'm going to try to go through them in order. Obviously, if I do miss your question, then please do put it back in the chat again. I'm not going to answer any of the questions which I've already answered with my analysis. New all-time highs always within 6 months of the halving. We are less than a year away from the halving, so continue to DCA if you are scared of using leverage. That is a comment from AA in the comment section here. It is true. We do tend to see extreme bullish volatility before the halving, and we are still a year out. So it could be that there's going to be another few months of messing around if we're going to continue to follow the same prophecy, and I do think that's very likely. But it also could mean that Bitcoin's just going to, kind of rally from here as well. I don't know. I'm not going to make that conclusion, but certainly is possible. It's not something that I would want to rule out, and the halving, is an incredibly, important event for Bitcoin because it just represents less supply being in the market. So, something that has historically, resulted in really nice big pumps, is basically another ticking time bomb, in this space in terms of, just kind of, eventually it's going to tick and it's going to blow, and that can, show some very, very interesting price developments. Let's see what else we've got here in the comment section. Any other questions? What do I think we're pulling back to? Actually, I've already answered that. I don't know if people are asking me, do I think we are pulling back? It seems like there's a lot of FOMO. I think that's why people are asking me. You really want to get in the market and you're, really kind of desperate to do that. And, I can understand why. It's obviously not correct, but I can understand that train of thought. Like I said, pullbacks for me, I'd be interested in this level. Also, just 28.6. This was, I kind of completely ignored this price area, but this is also an important area of resistance for the market. So, it could definitely be an area that we're able to flip and find some support at now. Right now, as I do speak to you, it does look like Bitcoin is, just kind of setting a high and then coming back down for a brief period of time before potentially doing something a little bit like this, where it just kind of trades sideways and then starts angling up and then attacks the upside, or are we looking at more of a kind of dead cat bounce that does take the market much higher? Much lower. It's hard to say. Obviously, I don't know, but that is definitely a consideration which is worth making. For me, like I said, the support areas around 27, 28K are going to be the main ones that I'm looking at. And, if we do slip below that, then I'm going to have to revisit levels like the 25K range, which, to be honest, I don't want to do. I don't want us to, go back down all the way there because I think it's just going to be hard to maintain bullish energy if we do that. I think people are going to be really scared and upset if that does happen. So, it is something that I'm going to keep an eye on. And if I do see that we're kind of headed back in that direction, I might actually consider closing some or all of my position, just to secure the profits that I've still got. Like I said, the current screenshot that I've got for the profits are going to be quite similar to this, and I've already secured so much money on this trade. I've actually doubled my money. This is almost exactly what I entered with, but there's still so many unrealized gains to be registered as well, and I don't want to miss out on them just in the name of being a little bit too greedy. So that is something which I am trying to stay acutely aware of in this market. If we break the 31K level, what can we all expect? If we manage to break the $31,000 level, then for me, it's just, price explosions. If we look at the chart that I was showing you earlier, kind of to help us visualize what lays ahead for Bitcoin if we do end up breaking this resistance level. Just what I'm seeing on this chart right here historically is that, the first yellow line all the way up at 34.5 is not difficult. Bitcoin has very regularly been able to penetrate these levels, and it very regularly, if it penetrates it from the downside moving up, it goes all the way to the top line. And if it penetrates it from the top going down, then it comes all the way to the bottom line. So I think that we're looking at a very similar situation right here where, this is, it is an area where Bitcoin could just kind of fly up until it hits its next areas of resistance, which could definitely give us another kind of really nice 10% pump to the upside, even more than that, actually more like 13%. So very, very bullish price action right here, I would say. Randy, 129k subs, well earned. Thank you very much, Randy. I do appreciate your support there. So did I see the retail short skyrocketing? I don't know. I haven't seen the most up-to-date data, and I don't have the Binance website pulled up right now. But based off the data yesterday, I did tell you guys that this was pretty bullish because it did show us that Binance retail traders for the first time in multiple months have been bearish as a majority. Which I think has been one of the key contributing factors to Bitcoin actually being able to rise up. Is because of honestly, like a lot of it is liquidity as well. A lot of it is just, if there's not that much liquidity, if there's not that much trading action, which there kind of wasn't. I mean, we saw similar price action on these pumps, but if you look at the kind of drops that we saw, there was way more volume just on the reaction rallies, on the reaction candles back in November of 2015, right after FTX. There was way more volume then than right now, and that does really, kind of put things into perspective. If you don't have a lot of volume in the market, it's going to be a lot easier to break key levels because there just aren't that many people to say, no, I don't agree with this and I'm going to go short instead. So I think that is a really, really important thing to keep in mind. And by the way, that is exactly what happened to Bitcoin during this huge rally right here. Nobody was necessarily buying Bitcoin. There were people, but not many people were buying Bitcoin. But it's just that nobody was selling. And because of that, the supply and demand equation was very imbalanced. And that's why we were able to see such a big pump to the upside. Let's see what other questions we've got here in the comment section. Brandon in the sheep army. That's hilarious. Let's see what else we've got here in the comments. How do I rate Binance for safety holding? I mean, nothing is safe if you're keeping your funds online. It doesn't matter if it's Binance or Bybit or anything. You just shouldn't be keeping your money online if you don't have to, and obviously you generally don't have to. All right, I was playing GTA. Such a mistake. Oh man, I'm so excited for GTA 6. That's going to be super fun. Been here since 2020. Beautiful. The risk reward is perfect. There are some very good risk reward trades right now, for sure. Will it hit 31,000? I mean, we basically already got there, right? We got up to 30.8, 30.7. I think we could hit 31, no problem. Yeah, I think that's certainly doable. It just kind of looks like on these very small time frames that Bitcoin might be recovering back up, and all it would take is sweeping this high, and it should be pretty easy for Bitcoin to then afterwards to get up to that $31,000 level. So maybe just a matter of time at this stage. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, obviously. Yeah, so that looks to be most of the questions. What levels am I expecting down? Already answered that, obviously. Higher. I'm partial, but I think we're still in for a really big show. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if we're very volatile and we're breaking absolutely critical key resistance areas, then yeah, that is definitely going to give us a show that's going to be fun and interesting to watch. Can I do a video on my favorite PC hardware setup? I don't think so, man. I don't actually know what hardware I have for my PC. I used to be a massive nerd for that stuff. I used to build my own rigs and stuff like that, but I just kind of stopped caring as I grew up, and yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be the right guy for that kind of thing, but I can definitely do like an office tour just to show you what I have and give you whatever information I do have. I'm pretty sure like this computer behind me, I don't know if you can see it, pretty sure that one's like dual 1070s, so it's a cool, it's a cool setup for sure. Definitely worth talking about. I just need to get the cameras and stuff like that in to actually do that. Thought about the current stats on the global economy. The current state, is a profound recession more likely, and how would the crypto market react? So I'll answer the second question first. If we are looking at a big, what was your specific question? a prolonged recession, if we're looking at a prolonged recession, then that is probably going to affect crypto, because it just means that there's less money that wants to take risks. And if there's less money that wants to take risks, you just kind of freeze up and you just kind of stay where you were. So that is something which I would probably, have to start expecting, but in terms of the actual thing happening and, the state of the global economy, I'm just not as bearish. I'm just not as negative as most people are. I just haven't seen, and Jason Pizzino talks about this as well. He just hasn't seen, the kind of people that are struggling massively. And it could be because they stay at home, so you don't really see them. But it could also be because things are just better than the media shows you. And I don't know which one is true, but I'm guessing that it's the latter. I'm guessing that, just not understanding somebody's, whatever. We're going to go off topic with that one. So I don't want to go there. We'll just stay on the charts, actually, and cover that, because that's a whole kind of worms that I don't want to get into. Do I still journal my trades? Yes, I do. Of course, I have to. That is a must. That is not something which is negotiable, in my opinion. Journaling trades is one of the key things that you can do to skyrocket your success rate and all that beautiful stuff. So definitely that is something that I'm continuing to do, and it's something that I hopefully will not stop doing for as long as I'm trading, because if I did stop, it would probably mean that my trades would get worse. If I would not be in a position now, where would I enter? So you're really good at asking these questions. It's almost like you know how to ask ChatGPT the right questions too. That's a skill. Above 31K, anything above 31K, there's a lot of upside. If we're able to get above 31K, you got to understand, like, we've corrected so nicely now. So if we are able to get back above, I know that was a weird transition I did. If we are able to get back above 31K after correcting so nicely, that's probably going to mean some really nice upside. And we don't have to take all, entering here is risky as fuck, because, it's so likely that we can get a correction. Entering here, super risky. Entering right at the top, super, super risky. But once we clear this, there's probably going to be a lot of explosive price action coming for us, which could potentially, take the market thousands of dollars higher much, much quicker. Before that, if we end up correcting, then any of these support areas down here would be really good. Buying at like 27, around there, I think would also, 28. These are really nice areas to, enter the market, I think, if I wasn't in the market already. So that is something that I'd be looking at as well. I'm going to take a few more questions from you and probably look to wrap this one up. If you have enjoyed this one, guys, do me a favor and smash up the likes. I get tired, I just did 2 workouts today. I've been super switched on, dealing with a bunch of stuff. So it's been a long day for Sammy. Made my first video like 12 hours ago. So, have been pretty active today. All-time high predictions next cycle, I have no idea. There's no way to predict all-time highs. That's a completely useless activity in my opinion. I actually have a very strong opinion on this now, because everyone tries to give all-time high predictions. There's no fucking way you can tell. There's absolutely no way you can tell. Nobody predicted $69,000 would be the high for Bitcoin. You just can't predict that kind of thing. It's just too difficult. You can't base it off anything. You can probably, I'm sure there's someone that's got some weird fucking tool to extrapolate a target for Bitcoin's next all-time high, and I can promise you that they're wrong, because they're always wrong. They're just voodoo astrologists, basically, not anything better than that. So there's no way to tell, dude. I'm sorry about that, but I can't answer that, because there's no way that anyone can know. I'm glad I managed to get in at the breakout of 27.9. I thought I missed the bus. Got a tiny trade on Pepe today, which is hilarious. Good job, Rick. That is very, very cool. Yeah, getting in on this momentum has definitely paid off quite well for those of you that have taken advantage of it. So that is very, very cool. Finally caught me live. Welcome to the live stream. D Johnny asking, how was Japan? Japan was cool. Everyone talks a lot about it and how amazing it is. I don't think it was as cool as everyone else says. To me, Japan was just really confusing. I guess I'm just not good at assimilating to a new culture. I certainly did not enjoy the language barrier. There was a lot of things that were very cool about Japan, but I was actually very excited to leave, believe it or not. Not because I didn't like it. I just much preferred being in the West. When I'm visiting Malaysia, I'm going to be in Singapore for F1. I'm not going to be in Malaysia, but I would love to cross the border, just to cross the border, because I think that would be really cool. Yeah, a lot of people in Japan don't speak English, which, is neither here nor there. That's not my business, obviously. I think Japan's really cool. I mean, if there's any nationality I wish I was born with other than being British, it would probably either be Japanese or Swiss. So, I mean, I love it. I mean, if I was born in Japan, I'm sure I'd be super super happy. But I wasn't. I'm a very Western boy, and for that reason, Japan's just not for me. That's why I was excited, and especially because I went from Japan straight to LA, and I'm much more comfortable in a place like LA than a place like Japan. I love your videos, but I have to complain about something. You're always talking about Bitcoin, and yeah, that's the future. But what about small cryptos? I don't care about small cryptos because they're a massive waste of time, and they're massively they're just overhyped. They're hot air. They're useless. They're failures. They're Ponzi's. I don't have anything nice to say about most small cryptocurrencies, and that's why I don't talk about them. But if you do want to hear me talking about those small coins, top link in the description down below, and that will take you to, it'll take you to this YouTube channel, the 4Flies Daily channel, where I am talking about small coins, sometimes very small coins like ladies, sometimes not so small coins like ARB, but still quite small, Pepe. I am talking about the smaller coins on this second YouTube channel, so that is for you. But yeah, I think these coins are a massive waste of time overall, and that's why I don't really care about them. I think that they are dropping down because they are horrible. What happened to Mo? I don't know. Mo just isn't really in the game. I met with him today for the first time in like 3 months, and I'm trying to convince him to come back to the trading game because he's a fucking good analyst. He's one of the best analysts I've ever met. And a very, very dear friend of mine. So I want him to come back because, I mean, I want to watch his content. I want you guys to be able to watch his content, and hopefully he will. So give me some time. I'll work on it, and I'll bring him back to YouTube for you guys. How are you able to stay alert during times when we have an increase in volatility? Do I place orders ahead or wait for breakouts? Well, I've basically got a plan for every scenario that I can imagine before it actually happens. And thankfully, that's not difficult because there's only 2 scenarios. We either go up or down. So I've got a scenario for if we fell lower, for example, from 25K, I knew that, I'd probably be interested in seeing if Bitcoin can. I didn't need to like open a new trade because I was already in a long, but if I wasn't, I'd probably be interested in like going long off like 24. And if we shot up, then yeah, I'd be looking at, maybe a momentum long above this yellow line right here. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm basically just, I'm preparing for both sides before the move actually happens. And then every time there is a move, we get, a few hours until the next move, at least a few hours, if not weeks or months, potentially. So that gives you plenty of time to kind of formulate your hypotheses and, see if they're valid and see if they're worth sticking to. Not a question, but thank you, 4Flies. Just by listening to you, I managed to make a 152% profit going long from 25K. Already closed 80%, now just waiting patiently for the next move. You are a fucking legend, Juan. What an absolute G. 150% profit going long at 25K, 26K. Very, very beautiful trading there, mate. I mean, you've done the classic. You've gone long off a support level, and you've secured your profits, and that is all it takes. That is all it takes. It's staying grounded and paying attention to the key levels that make sense. So good job, man. Super super happy to hear about that. Sticking to the basics is what works incredibly well. So I'm super happy to hear about that, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. You are the OG analyst. Thank you, really, dude. Thank you. It's nice to share the love. It's nice to be in profits with you guys. So that is very, very cool. You guys have been, definitely loving the content recently. Since these moves have come through, it's, and this is the thing is like, I've been saying this for a really long time, for weeks, for 2 months, I've been saying this stuff, but, it takes time, sometimes it just, the market needs to do what it needs to do. And then eventually, when it does actually happen, just with the snap of a finger, everything goes crazy. And again, if you're not paying attention when that happens, you're not going to be in the market, and you're not going to be Juan. Everyone wants to be Juan. Everyone wants to rip an 152 fucking % profit, within a matter of days. I mean, you must have made that profit within like 3 days. Everyone wants to be you, but you can't be like that if you're if you're constantly scrambling and you're trying to trade 1 million times a day, or if you're not paying attention to trends like this. I mean, it's not easy. It's certainly not easy, but This is how you make money. And as a trader, we have to accept that it might be a little bit difficult from a psychological perspective, but obviously that's okay because we're making a lot of money as traders. So, whatever, we'll take some hardships in order to make money very, very quickly. Yes, many other analysts out there are really bad, but I really like your style. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, many of these analysts aren't traders. That's why they're bad. They're fucking horrible, actually. I used to be nice to them. I used to rub shoulders with them, just wherever I was. But I've just lost patience for them during this bear market because they still talk the same shit. But, when the tide goes out, you can really tell who's bullshitting and who's not. Obviously, I could tell before, but... I mean, these people are, they've driven their reputation to the fucking ground, getting greedy with all the. I mean, as a YouTuber, as an analyst on, online, on Twitter, on YouTube, whatever, it's so easy to fucking sell out and just be an absolute bitch with your position. I have no problem saying this on camera now, because they've done it to themselves. But the people who actually trade, yeah, you're gonna, I mean, I almost always find myself aligning with people who are actually traders, not marketers, but traders. Because yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. We're just responding to support and resistance levels, but how would you know that if your only job was to, just promote shit and that's the only way that you make money? You wouldn't know these things. You would just do the clickbait and nothing else. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much shit about them. But that's just how it goes. And I think a lot of people, they really get sucked in by the sensationalist kind of approaches that these guys take. But obviously that's not what works. So, D Johnny, I've really taken on board your trade less mindset. It's critical. I mean, when you trade less, you just make less mistakes. When if there's 100 positions that you consider taking, and then I tell you must halve it down to 50, and you must halve it again down to 25, and you must halve it again down to 12. What are you going to do? You're just going to choose better positions. You're just not going to fuck around and trade bad positions because you know that you don't have enough. You know that you can't trade everything you want to trade. So you're going to pick the best ones. And naturally, that is going to make you make more money and it's going to make you lose less money. So, it works incredibly well. You tweeted about stopping company meetings months back to make more money. Looking back, would you say that was a good decision? I mean, yeah, if I made more money, I'd say that's a good decision. I also hate meetings. I hate doing meetings. I hate getting on the phone. I don't want to talk to people. Just leave me the fuck alone. So, yeah, I guess I'm not a great business owner in that sense, but yeah, I'm not like interested in that kind of thing. Someone's asking me how many trades do I make in a year. I don't know, man. It really varies based off the volatility. Like, in this range, I just couldn't make many trades. I think I executed like 3 trades in this entire range. I don't even know, but it wasn't that many across like a 2-month period. So, and it really depends. When there's a lot of volatility, I'm trading. And when there's not, I can't trade. So it depends on the volatility much more. Love the viewer interaction. Thank you very much. Very true, Sammy. Trade less and let your winners run. That is it. Cut your losses short. Let your winners run. And yeah, just trade less. Choose the better ones and be picky. Be picky. Be the hot girl that's just going through her DMs and choosing which guy to respond to with a double tap. That's who you need to be. That's who you need to be with your trade setups. Be that hot girl. Feel the energy. You're picking and choosing here, ladies and gents. You are the prize. You are the prize. The trades are coming to you, ladies and gents. You're not chasing these trades. They're coming straight to you. They're in your DMs. Here we go. This is it. This is what we want. Let me I want to put the live chat in front of me. I don't like looking over here, but I can't actually... Can I do that? Hang on. Let me see if I can just pull it up on this. Right here. I'll just pull it up right here. Just so I can see the chat without looking too far away from the camera. Does this pop out? Yeah. There we go. That's it. That's what I want. That's what I want. Let me just... Here, let's take a look at the live chat this way. What else have we got here? I know that I skipped a few questions. Oh, you can't even see my screen. This is how it looks, in case you were curious. I love the way you carry yourself and you're blunt. I don't get a BS story from you. It's straight to the point. You already know it, man. Yeah, that's it. And this is the thing. Is like people who actually know what they're talking about, they can talk like this. Like it's possible to do this because you know what you're talking about. You're not bullshitting. I remember I was once. I'm not gonna name anyone, obviously, but I was once in a trading event, and someone was talking about his strategy, and his strategy was based off like I think it was like going long every time EMAs crossed bullish, and his own fucking strategy didn't work while he was talking to everyone about it, but he just wanted to present it to everyone because he's already a YouTuber, and it gives him some more, he gets a little picture of presenting to a crowd, so he can use that to sell more bullshit to people. And as he was saying his strategy, it was like, he knew it didn't work. He couldn't explain it because it didn't fucking work in front of everybody. But it didn't matter. Everyone was still paying attention to him because he just had a bit of clout. That's just how it goes. It's so fucked up, and it needs to stop. It really needs to stop. Like if you're not about it, just don't talk. Let someone else, who actually understands what's going on. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, right? Because the shit traders are who we make money off, obviously. That's just how it is. Whether you like it or not, it's just kind of how it is in these markets. You make money off the people who are dumb. But at the same time, it's frustrating to see, and it's certainly frustrating to be around them. That's why I don't do that anymore. When are you doing another video with Max? He is hilarious. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos with Max relatively soon, so don't worry about that. When it might happen, I'm not going to say, but it will be soon. I will be doing a lot of videos with him. Sammy looks disgusted talking about that person. Philip, bro, I could not believe it when I saw it. The thing that really shocked me was that everyone kept on listening to him. There might have even been claps afterwards. I was like, you guys are, everyone knew he was bullshitting, and it's just the respect that you give him because he had a following. Get the fuck out of here. He didn't give a fuck about any of you guys. He just wanted to sell his shit and make you all dumb to do it. Like, I don't like that stuff. It shouldn't be rewarded. Yeah, he is, and this is, I could be talking about 10 different people right now. I could be talking about 100 different people right now. There's so many people that are like this. You just, you will only know this stuff if you are actually a trader, because if you are a trader, then you're going to try this stuff and it won't work and you'll lose money and you'll go broke. And then you definitely won't have a voice because nobody wants to listen to a broke trader. So yeah, that's really, really important. I also tried to take the trade less approach, but now I struggle to enter position because of over-analysis. How do we tackle over-analysis? Basics. I think sticking to the basics is how we insulate ourselves from problems of over-analysis. Over-analysis is overthinking, really. Less money. That's the solution. Trade with less money. That is always how you fix problems of over-analysis. You just trade with less money, and you will be less nervous. You just won't care. Try it. Put a $5 trade in. Put $5 in. You're not going to give a fuck. You won't care. Your trading fees might even be higher than that. But you're really not going to care if you're trading with less money. So that solves a lot of problems for most people. Why am I looking more at alts now? I love the realism of this channel over the last 3 years. Thank you very much, Indiana Jones. Well, I love the usernames. Why am I looking at alts now? It's because there's a lot of opportunities with them. There's a lot of volatility. These coins, they move pretty crazy. And also these opportunities show up maybe when Bitcoin's a little bit more boring. Obviously not right now. It's the opposite now. But a lot of the time when Bitcoin is boring, altcoins are shining. It's also why I like BingX so much, because now we don't even have to worry about crypto. We can just trade traditional finance, which almost 100% of the time when crypto is shit to trade, traditional finance isn't. Stocks are not. This is real world news. You just have to kind of open up Twitter and you can see what's going on and you can make informed decisions about what you want to trade. So for me, it's way more interesting to be in stocks. And again, like I said, you can access these markets by following the links in the description to BingX. So definitely do check that out if you haven't done so already. That is where you can trade this. And again, without KYC, no pictures of yourself or your ID. You can just pause the live stream right here and check it out. That is, I think, very, very interesting. And then alts, it's the same picture. Just when Bitcoin is difficult to trade, difficult to analyze, altcoins might not be. So it's just more opportunities. The other reason, and this is probably the biggest one, is that altcoins, especially the small ones like Pepe and Shiba, and just the stupid ones that people who really are quite dumb are gonna go heavy in. The thing about those coins is they have very raw emotional price action. Which means that you just need to understand, a basic bit of, psychology, and especially if you've seen it before, it's all the same. They behave in exactly the same way. It doesn't matter what the coin is. It's just dumb people, with FOMO and fear, and because of that, it makes it quite easy to potentially predict what might happen next. So that's why altcoins are pretty interesting. That's why I made the altcoin channel as well, because I wanted to specifically hone in on that a little bit more. Do I like watching interviews with hedge fund managers? No, I don't think I ever have. Maybe I have in the past. Yeah, I probably have in the past, but I haven't done that recently. You know, I mean, for me, it's books like Market Wizards by Jack Schwager. Kind of the same thing. It is interviews. Some of them are hedge fund managers. A lot of them are hedge fund managers, actually. You know, and that is really interesting. I guess, you know, since I've listened to Market Wizards back to front to back multiple times, you know, I guess that's why I haven't really wanted to like watch interviews of them. I've read interviews of them. I guess that was enough. But I would say that's the single best thing I've ever done as a trader. The best thing I've ever done as a trader is reading that book, or one of the best things for sure. It gave me the biggest, it gave me the highest ROI out of everything I've ever done. And by the way, that book is linked in the description if you're interested. All right, guys, I'm probably going to be heading off. I'm super tired. I can't go on for much longer. I will come back to you guys with another set of videos within about 12 hours from now, working around the clock here, ladies and gents. If you do want to get more from me, then you can catch it by, again, come into the description, heading on to the Telegram channel. The first Telegram link here will put you in 4 Flies Gold. That is my free Telegram channel where you get more analysis from myself and my team around the clock for free, ping straight to your phone. If you have enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash up the likes. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. And if you do want to check out all of these beautiful bonuses that are available to you, then check them out with the links in the description. OKX, by the way, this offer is time limited. This offer will not be around forever. OKX is, only 9 days now. They are offering you up to $60,000 in rewards. And again, a lot of these rewards you can access with just a $50 deposit. It is down to luck, but you only need a $50 deposit to qualify for a lot of these. So it is an extremely compelling offer. Definitely check OKX out as well. This is one of the longest standing exchanges in the space. You know, just getting all of these bonuses, just bounty hunting is what we call it. You know, just someone who bounty hunts basically. You know, it's something that we've seen quite a bit. I haven't actually seen much of it, you know, but it is a very, very good strategy, you know, with all these bonuses. I mean, you take them while they're time limited. You've got them. You can deploy them into the market. You can take advantage of it. It is well worth considering. It doesn't really cost you anything anyway. So it is very, very cool with these links. But for me, it's the top two, BingX that doesn't require KYC, and Bybit, which is still just the best exchange in the space, in my opinion. So definitely all worth checking out here. D Johnny, you should have more of an audience. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, any support is appreciated, guys. Just smashing up the likes and all that stuff. I really do love it and appreciate it. So thank you all for doing that. The audience will come when the bull market 100% started and it's too late. Yeah, you're right, Christian. You are right. You guys that are watching now, you guys are obviously the ones that are going to make a lot of money. I'm so sure of that. You're in the right place. You're on the right YouTube channel, and you're here at the right time. You know, so you are definitely going to be the guys that are making all the money. That is for sure. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. You know what to do, and I'm gonna head off now. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. Here in Dubai, it's late. It's already 11 p.m. and I'm being sensible. I'm growing up. I'm trying to sleep early now. I used to sleep at like 4 a.m. in Dubai. I miss it. I miss being like that. But anyway, here we are. All right, guys, thank you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.